Hey guys, Worldwide Sports here. With the NFL season now underway, we're going to take a look at all 32 teams in the NFL and see how they stack up going to the regular season. Alright guys, today we're talking about the New York Giants. Let's get into it. Taking a quick look back at the Giants season, they went 11 and 5 and finished second in the division. Now this was a big step forward for the Giants who had missed the playoffs the previous few seasons. They spent big in free agency, acquiring a lot of talent on the defensive side of the ball, and it paid off. The Giants had one of the best defenses in the league and was able to go to the playoffs and make a little noise before eventually getting blown out by the Packers in a 38 to 13 whooping. Now let's see how they went to this offseason to improve. Last offseason's emphasis was on the defensive side of the ball. This year it seemed to be offense. They put off a very nice signing in getting former New York Jets wide receiver Brandon Marshall for a very reasonable 2-year deal. Marshall gives them a big possession receiver on the other side, and this frees up Shepard in the slot and Odell Beckham. They also got Ingram in the draft, who we'll touch on a little bit later. The one bad thing I didn't like is they didn't address that offensive line. Eli Manning's been running for his life the last few seasons, and it doesn't look like they've done anything on paper this offseason to address that. Let's go into the draft and see how the Giants did there. Now, with their first pick in the draft, and 23rd overall, they selected Evan Ingram, the tight end out of Ole Miss. Now, Ingram is an athletic freak, and pairing him with OBJ along with Brandon Marshall and Sterling Shepard gives Eli a plethora of weapons to play with. In the second round, they selected Dalvin Tomlinson, the defensive tackle out of Alabama. Tomlinson is going to look at to come in and fill the shoes of Jonathan Hankins, who left in free agency. In the third round, the Giants went quarterback, selecting Davis Webb out of California. Now they're hoping they can groom the young heir apparent to Eli Manning with this pick. The future will only tell. In the fourth round, they selected Wayne Gellman, running back out of Clemson. Gellman is a big physical runner, the type that the Giants haven't really had since Brandon Jacobs left. In the fifth round, they selected Avery Moses, defensive end out of Youngstown State. And wrapping up the draft for the Giants, they selected Adam Bistamy, offensive tackle out of Pittsburgh. On offense, they still have the two-time Super Bowl winner Eli Manning. Manning last year threw for over 4,000 yards and had 26 touchdowns with 16 interceptions. At wide receiver, they have the All-Star, the All-Pro Odell Beckham Jr. Beckham last year had 101 catches and had over 3,500 yards and had 10 touchdowns and averaged 13.5 yards per catch. With the additions of Evan Ingram along with Brandon Marshall, this offense looks to take even greater leaps this year. The Giants last year were led by their defense. They were ranked second in the league in points, allowing just under 18 a game, and ranked 14th in the league in sacks, getting 35. This is pretty impressive for a team that doesn't blitz a whole lot, with the return of Steve Spagnuolo calling the shots on the defensive side of the ball. They were led by the All-Pro Landon Collins. Collins last year blew everyone away, having 125 tackles and had 4 sacks and 5 interceptions. Now this guy's a safety, people. Keep that in mind. The big name free agents that came in played a big role too. Big man Damian Harrison had 86 total tackles last year and had 5 tackles for loss. Olivia Vernon had 8.5 sacks last year, one of the league leaders in pressure. On the other side of him was JPP. Now JPP is coming off an interesting offseason, but he was still able to get 7 sacks last year. They have one of the best corner duos in the league in Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie and Janoris Jenkins. Cromartie last year had 6 interceptions, and Jenkins also added 3. Going forward, the Giants are going to be dangerous. They have a 2-time Super Bowl winner, and they have a vicious defense. How the O-line holds up is going to be the key for the Giants this year. They have to get some running game. They have to get a little bit more balance. They got to take a little bit of pressure off Eli. Eli's not always the most consistent passer, but he's one of the most clutch in the league. And when this guy gets to the playoffs, he usually makes some noise. Last year, Bob McAdoo was a rookie head coach. Now he has a year of experience under his belt. I look for this Giants team to compete for the division crown and definitely get a wild card spot. Alright, Giants fans, let me know down below how you think I did. Comment, subscribe to the channel, guys. We got a lot more coming. Worldwide Sports, we out. This has been a Worldwide Sports production.